Romeo will run through the Sheffield Eagles side once again in just a moment, because we're about to get underway here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online. Whitehaven attacking the Kells end in the first half and are getting ready to kick off through Jake Carter. We are underway. Carter with the long kick. It's going to be collected just by, I think it was Corey Aston. The wind is going to play a part here this afternoon, but the Eagles fetch the ball forward. They're taken down just short of the 20-minute mark. Then come inside now then to Titus Guazier. Goes it through to Fakri. Out the back once again, couple of pairs of hands into the hands of Chris Wellham. Wellham's going to be taken down, Corkill on his own, but on the their own 30. Ball in the hands now of Alex Foster in its second row this afternoon, and he's taken down just over his own 40. Wood then gets it across to Guazi, out the back to Aston, then into the hands and then a Matty Marsh. Marsh then gets it out to Bailey Lou, finding plenty of metres in this early going. The Sheffield side, they're in the Whitehaven territory, deep into Whitehaven territory already, and still not on the final tackle. Then going to come across to Connor Bauer. Bauer's just going to run forward, good tackle there, but it is going to be a penalty, judged to be over the horizontal. And that's what you see from the Sheffield side, CT. They've already gone from left to right to left.
That's exactly what I said, Jordan. And they're showing the hand straight away. They're showing their intent straight away. Out of 5 tackles there, they've went left to right, nearly touchline to touchline on 2 occasions.
Have elected to take the tap and not take the opportunity of putting the ball into touch, although the wind's hard at the back in the early going as they're attacking the railway and our position from left to right in this first half. Titus Guazier is then going to be the man taken down. Sheffield Eagles less than 5 metres out, and there's just under 90 seconds on the clock. Just to the left hand side of the post, coming right now into the middle, Aston, and then Fakri, then comes across, then is it to Alex Foster. Foster is the man taken down, sort of 4 or 5 metres away. Going to scoot to Cumbria half. Initially was Carlwood, then got it across to Oliver Roberts. Roberts is going to be taken down. Good defence here from Whitehaven. Going to come down the short side. Fakri shows the dummy, but Whitehaven don't fall for it. Tackled there. Combination of Carter and Newton. McCarran gets involved there as well, but still within the 10 metres. However, it is the 5 and last. One final tackle to survive. Then comes across this right hand side. Wellham found Foster, and Whitehaven have done well there to hold Foster out. And it's going to be a turnover ball. They survive back to back sets. 2 minutes gone. BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online 0-0.
Yeah, a lot of pressure there from Sheffield in the early in the first two sets really, but Whitehaven holding up on that pressure.
So Tia has got the unenviable job of bringing Whitehaven away sort of 2 or 3 metres away from their own line. He gets to the 10, then it's into the hands now of Rio Corkill. Newton was in there at dummy half, but it's going to be a penalty to Whitehaven, and that's going to make it a little bit easier. So it's going to be for a high tackle, I think, on Rio Corkill, and Whitehaven's going to have an opportunity to clear the lines here, pending that Jake Carter can find touch on this gusty afternoon. And he's made sure that he's found touch there, because he's only found about 15 metres or so. There has Jake Carter. The wind will be at Whitehaven's back in the second half, and Corkill takes the tap and then finds McCarran. McCarran gets past Wellham, but wrapped up there a combination of Eddie Batty. Almost didn't recognise him. Bald head these days is Eddie Batty. We've seen him so long for London for London and Wakefield in Super League in the last few seasons, but here at the Eagles now, like I say, almost didn't recognise him. But Castle plays the ball exactly on halfway. King then comes across then to Jamie Doran, who finds Connor Holliday. Holliday's going to take Whitehaven over the Eagles 40, sort of 38 away from the Sheffield line. Newton then comes across to Ross Ainley. Ainley's just going to run it hard and forward, is the former Kells man. Taken down a metre short of the 30. Going to go down the right hand side. Jamie Doran then comes across to Holliday on the crash ball. Holliday's taken down, sort of 17-18 metres out here on the 5 and last. Jamie Doran going to put a little knee kick through there, and Jake Carter, that should be a penalty for Whitehaven. Jake Carter taken out, but referee Marcus Griffiths, of course normally it's Super League these days, but has waved that away and said no, you weren't taking out Jake Carter. Eagles fetch the ball forward through Jones Bishop.
Yeah, I think that's a right decision by the referee. I think he was just nudged off the ball, not intentional, but he's tried to go around the Sheffield play there. But one thing that Whitehaven's got to have today, and Jamie Doran's part of that, he's the main man on this. You've got to have a good kicking game today. Really pleased with Jamie's kicking game last week in the first half, and he's got to be even better today.
Eddie Batty, the man taken down for Eagles, centre field, 30 metres out. Woods in there at dummy half, shapes to go right, then goes left, finds Guazier. Guazier gets the ball away, and it's going to be... It was Connor Bauer that was through, then with the wild offload across to the left hand side to Matty Dawson-Jones. He's going to look to fetch it back inside. He's got away from 2-3 Whitehaven defenders before then getting the pass away, and then it's going to come out to Ben Jones-Bishop. Shouts forward, but nothing interesting the referee or the touch judge. He's taken down combination of Carter and Corkill. It is the 5 and last. 5-7 metres over the halfway line. It's going to be plenty of pressure put on that, and this is going to be allowed to bounce. This kick bounces eventually into the hands of Mason. Mason's nearly through there, but just wrapped up there. He got through 3 or 4 Sheffield Eagles defenders before being taken down. Combination of Wood and Guazier, but you're not going to want to allow that ball to bounce this afternoon.
Well, it's one of them, Jordan. You know, it's the wind is terrible, and they're not just kicking this on the toe of the ball; they're kicking it on the side, so it's moving even more. So, you know, it's these wingers have got some decisions to make today.
Tia plays the ball just short of his own 40. Carter now shapes a dummy nearly through the line. There is Jay Carter. If it got him at the second attempt, did Chris Wellham. Newton in a dummy half. Castle's going to take him over the halfway line, then gets it across to King, pushes Carwood off, but then he's met by Eddie Batty and Oliver Roberts. 5 and last now for Whitehaven. It's going to come left to Carter. Carter's going to put the kick in. It's going to allow it to bounce, but then picked up by Matty Marsh, who throws it to Matty Dawson-Jones. Dawson-Jones is going to be wrapped up eventually. He's got away from one, and then eventually taken down. Combination of Ross Ainley, Lucas Castle in there as well. We're now looking to fetch the ball forward. Jones Bishop in off the wing. Bailey Lou, my apologies. And then comes across to I thought I heard the referee's whistle there, but the Eagles continue to fetch his ball forward. Taken down 15 short of halfway is Connor Bauer. Guazier, Thackeray happy to play here, then shape the dummy, and then eventually it's 2-on-1, and it's out 3-on-1. Well, I'm back inside Anthony Thackeray. The final pass is forward, otherwise the Eagles were in. And to be fair, Wellham had options left and right. The best option was probably right to Ben Jones Bishop right in the corner, but maybe thinking of getting the ball underneath the sticks. The pass was forward to Thackeray. 6.5 minutes gone. BBC Radio, Cumbria Sports Online, 0-0.
Yeah, that's a big chance gone begging from Wellham there. He didn't even look right to his winger there, Ben Jones Bishop, who would have put it in the corner no problem. He's looked inside to Thackeray, and the referees bang on line with that and give it a forward pass. One thing I've noticed, Jordan, Sheffield are coming to Whitehaven's left-hand side quite often, to be honest. I think they see maybe a weak link on this side with Rio Corkill and Curtis Tia there. So, they're picking on them at the minute, and they're asking a lot of questions to the left-hand side defence.
They are, but Whitehaven have a penalty here. It's Jake Mason, I think it was, that was taken high. Jamie Doran's going to be the man to put this ball into touch. He's going to look for a bit more ground on that, but he's still only made sort of 15 metres there as Jamie Doran just made sure he went deep over the touchline. Evans takes the taps and finds Connor Holliday. Holliday, I think, was looking for a man in support, but ended up going along and was wrapped up by 3 Sheffield Eagles defenders. He's going to play this just half a metre over the halfway line. Gone down the short side. Ball's in the hands now of Will Evans. Evans nearly away there once again. Whitehaven just looking, just that little half a break here and there in the early goings. Now Ross Ainley, who's just sticks his head down and runs it up the middle. He's taken down 32 away from his own line. King out the back, then to Carter again to Nathan Connell. Connell looks to step back inside, wrapped up there. Combination of Batty, Foster and Chris Wellham. Whitehaven 22 metres out, just to the left hand side of the post, attacking the Kells end in this first half. Ryan King now with the man to fetch it forward. Just looks ever so dangerous all the time when he's got ball in hand. There's Ryan King, 5 and last. Can Ross Ainley get over here? He's going to power himself. Oh, he's got that ball down. Is he Ross Ainley? He's just held up, and it was the 5 and last. It's going to be a turnover ball. He's held up over the line because it's going to be a play of the ball for the Sheffield side, 10 metres away from their own line. Not the final play option we were expecting, but it wasn't a bad option, David Sage.
No, I think the last option there was by default. James Newton didn't see the referee hold his hand up for the 5 and last there, and I think he's just given it to the first person, which was Ainley, and they haven't finished in a bad position, to be fair.
So looking to fetch the ball forward now are this Eagles side. Wood in there at hooker, play the ball from Dawson-Jones. Now Eddie Batty, McCarran, King and Newton all involved to fetch him down there, the former London man. Titus Guazier, the man now, he gets it out the back to Aston, then cut across to Bailey Lou. Lou's then going to look to try and get it through and get the ball across to Matty Dawson-Jones. I think, as you can tell by the cheers of the crowd on the popular side and behind us in the grandstand, that's gone into touch, and it's going to be a scrum down here. Head and feet of Whitehaven, just over 9 minutes gone.
Yeah, Sheffield do play high risk attack, and unfortunately with that high risk attack in conditions like this, because it is blowing a gale from every direction, then passes can go a little bit wayward, and the centre there's just tried to hit the wing, and then it went straight to pretty much the touch judge over the line.
So of course it's a handover these days rather than a scrum. That could potentially have been forward there from Newton to Castle. I think the wind might have just got in, taken forward slightly. No one in green, and the officials were interested in it, but Castle's going to be taken down here just short of his own the Eagles 30. McCannon's now the man to fetch it forward, and he's met there by Oliver Roberts. Gets the offload away, however. Carter finds King. King's now going to be the man to fetch it forward. Less than 20 metres out now of Whitehaven, centre field, just in line with the right hand side post. Newton, then Castle, out the back to Jamie Doran, again then to Nathan Connell. Connell then across to Jake Mason in that right hand side corner. Fantastic finish from Jake Mason, just made sure he stayed in touch and got the ball down in that right hand side corner. Fantastic play from Whitehaven to shift it to the right hand side, and with just over 10 minutes gone here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online, it's Haven 4, Eagles 0.
Yeah, a bit of a gift from Sheffield with that error on the passing into touch, and Whitehaven have capitalised on that. Great build up, left then to the centre, and they've gone right to Whitehaven's right. Young McConnell coming into the line with a fantastic face ball to Jake Mason, and a great start for Whitehaven.
John Gawley mentioned Nathan Connell didn't do too much wrong last week in terms he was okay in defence, but looked a little bit lost when saying good ball areas, and maybe to be expected when he only had one training session with them. But considering he's now only had 2 training sessions with them, he's only trained with them once this week, which is on Friday evening, he fitted right in there and got that ball across to Mason on the right hand side.
Yeah, and I thought he was a fish out of water last week, Jordan, to be fair, but that was a big ask for Nathan Connell to jump into a side like that, and against in a good Cumbrian derby. So he had a cracking game last week. Didn't get involved in a lot of attacking options there. That takes time, but defensively, and he took his chances well. But he's just showed today. He's got that in his arsenal, and great pass and a great line.
I think we're going to say that a lot this afternoon. That a conversion attempt from Jake Carter held up in the wind and was actually nowhere near in the end up, but nothing to do. I think the right angle was on it. It's just that the gust of winds come at the right time. We can see what it is. It had been going right in Jake Carter's face then. It was right on the touchline, making it probably the most difficult it could be. So it stays here, Haven 4, Eagles 0.
Yeah, and I remember doing this last year to this same game, Jordan. And we said how good this Sheffield on paper, how good this Sheffield team were, and they can attack. But if them attacking options are going to end up with constant errors, then we've got a drop out.
Yeah, Jamie Doran, I think, just lost the ball there in the sun and with the wind there as well, because despite it being a windy afternoon, it's a glorious afternoon really. If the wind wasn't there, it would probably feel 5 or 6 degrees warmer than it does, but the sun right in Jamie Doran's eye there, just lost it, I think, with the wind, not able to get it, and it's gone dead, and it's going to be a goal line dropout here.
Yeah, not only has he got the wind to contend with there, but he's got the sunshine right in his eyes. If you have a look at them shadows, and it's not the highest of suns, so right in his eyes as well.
So Jake Carter with the dropout, right into the hands of Corey Aston. Then it's going to be Oliver Roberts to fetch his ball forward. James Newton pushed back 5 or 6 metres from that, but he's wrapped up by King and Castle. Ainley was involved there as well. Going to come to this right into the hands now of Batty. Batty's then going to be wrapped up, taken down. Newton not hesitant to get involved again straight away. Ross Ainley completes a tackle, but Eagles less than 10 metres out now. Thackeray and comes across then to Oliver Roberts once again. But he's going to be taken down just to the left hand side of the posts. 2-3 metres out. Woods in there at dummy half. They're shaping up on the right, I should say. Aston, then Thackeray, then out the back end to Matty Marsh. Marsh finds Wellham. Curtis Tier wraps him up there. Fantastic work from Curtis Tier. Just made sure that he wasn't going to jump in. Jones Bishop in at dummy half. Comes across then to Thackeray, runs across the line back inside. Titus Guazier. Guazier's nearly through there, but taken down Newton and King, and it is the 5 and last right hand side of the post. 3-4 metres out. Thackeray then goes left, then comes across to Aston, then comes across to Bailey Lou. Slips. Jamie Doran then going to be taken out, I think, and it's just going to be a turnover ball. As Bailey Lou, the option probably would have been to go to Matty Dawson-Jones on that left hand side, because I think Jamie Doran and Will Evans slipped simultaneously, but just couldn't get that ball out, and it means Whitehaven are going to have a lot of work to do here to fetch it away from their own line. 4-0 Haven.
Clapping of hands from the Haven fans there, because that is a good set of 6 they've defended there. They give them good, Haven have given them good field position with that error, and that's a good defensive set by Whitehaven that have thwarted that Sheffield attack.
So Rio Corkill's the man here. The Eagles are on top in defence, at least in this set. So it is 20 metres out to Whitehaven from their own line. I think it's 4th tackle. Ryan King, the man now, is still going to be... No, still. So I've missed a tackle. So this will be 4th tackle now. Newton in there. Then going to go right then across to Ross Ainley. Ainley's the man that's taken on that occasion, and he was hit hard, was Ross Ainley. So 33 metres away from their own lines, the 5 and last going to elect to run it to Whitehaven, and then Frank on some Mason then looked to put the kick back inside. Ball hits the floor. Is it going to be a knock on? I initially thought that Jake Mason had just dropped that clean. Marcus Griffiths doesn't seem to think so, and I think it's Cody Aston that looked to pick it up there for Sheffield Eagles, and it's going to be a scrum down head and feet to Whitehaven on the Sheffield Eagles 40. Well, considering it wasn't the best set attacking, because the Eagles were definitely on top, Whitehaven have got the favourable option there, and it is scrum down head and feed to the home side.
Yeah, I thought exactly the same myself, John. I know it's on the far side, on the popular side, but I thought, Whitehaven gutsy and trying to run the ball from 40 metres in their own 40 metres, trying to run that ball. Looked at Mason there, and I could have sworn he knocked that on, but fortunately for Whitehaven, it's a Haven ball.
Jay Carter gets the ball from the base of the scrum. He's going to be wrapped up. Alex Foster and Chris Wellen both involved there. 35 metres out from the Sheffield Eagles line now. Just a reminder, Whitehaven attacking the Kells end in this first half, because Castle gets the offload away to James Newton, then he's going to be the man that's taken down. Castle's going to take his place of all people in at dummy half. Right to Carter, then comes across to Ross Ainley, looking to get through plenty of work in the early stages here. I say early stages, but well over a quarter of an hour gone now. Newton going to go right. Jamie Doran floors to the dummy there. There's Jamie Doran, and nearly in the line. It's going to be a high tackle. I don't imagine you go for the two here just because of the wind. You just roll on and continue the pressure on this Sheffield side.
Yeah, I'd go for the two, Jordan. I think the wind is against Whitehaven at the moment, so I'd be tempted to go for the penalty, but Whitehaven are tapping it and going for the try.
It's going to be Ross Ainley. Is he going to be held up over the line once again? He is. That's his second time this afternoon he's being held up there as Ross Ainley. Second professional season now with Whitehaven. Of course, joined when he pretty much swept up the board at Kelsey's end of season presentation night at the end of 2022. He plays his ball now. Newton gets it on the back inside to King, gets away from Guazier, but Connor Bauer's the man to come in and help him out there. Whitehaven just in line with the right hand side post, about 5 metres out. Newton comes across then to Connor Holliday, but Holliday can't take that ball. I don't think he's expecting that ball, but to be honest with Connor Holliday, I think he's expecting to be a dummy runner, especially that late, but hits his left arm. Newton does put his hand up and apologises to his teammates, and it's going to be a scrum down here, head and feet to the Sheffield side. 17 minutes gone.
Yeah, just a little bit of fatigue there, I think, setting in for James Newton there. Two options: he could go short or he could go around the back. And I think he's hit that lead line where he wasn't expecting. He should be expecting it. That lead line should be expecting it, but he's gone to him where he thought he didn't need to, and he's knocked on. Chris
Wellham's going to be through. He's got past nearly his Rio Corkill, but Curtis Tier has saved him some blushes there. Yeah, they're definitely, as you've mentioned, CG, they are focusing on this left hand side and sense a weak link there between Corkill and Tier. But Ben Jones Bishop was the man taking down there. Batty now gets it across to Aston, who gets it across then to Connor Bauer. Like you say, so they've gone pretty much 40-50 metres laterally there, as well as 10-12 metres forward there to Sheffield. Playing this ball just over halfway. Wood going to like to go down that left hand side short side, then finds Bailey Lou, does Matty Marsh. Lou's going to be the man taken down here, 35 metres out from this Whitehaven line, sort of 10 in from the popular side touch line. Wood finds Aston, then finds Oliver Roberts. Roberts gets away from one, but can't get away from the second and third men. Jamie Doran's the man to take him down. 5 and last. Cody Aston looking to put the kick back inside. Anthony Thackeray's there and he's just collected it. There's Anthony Thackeray. Realised Nathan Connell was covered in that right hand side corner and there was no one in the middle. Good work there from Cody Aston. Kick was on an absolute sixpence. Thackeray collects and it's Haven 4, Eagles 4.
Yeah, fantastic planned move by Sheffield there. Cody Aston on the left hand side. Him and his partner Anthony Thackeray, 38-year-old John, still doing the business. Anthony Thackeray, and that amazes me, and he's still doing the business.
Surely halfbacks can't they? I'm just stirring things up here.
Depends how they're being protected, but no, fantastic try, and it's been coming, to be honest. Every set of 6 that Sheffield have had, they are making quite, they're making 60, 70, 80 metres in their yardage sets. They're throwing it about, they're finding gaps, they're getting a good quick play of the ball, they're putting Whitehaven on the back foot. So territory-wise, they are, they're winning this game at this moment in time. But no, that's a planned move by the two halfbacks from Sheffield, who have probably done this many times before. But Whitehaven didn't see it coming and stand on the sticks and review that at the moment.
As you mentioned, 38-year-old, reversed his retirement decision last year, did Anthony Thackeray. He announced pretty much early doors that he was going to, 2023 was going to be his last, and that was it. He was done, but then carried on in the season, and it was a good season for Sheffield last year. Whitehaven did do the double over them, but apart from that, didn't face too many defeats, as Aston has knocked over the conversion attempt here for 2 points and decided to reverse his decision and still score and tries there as Anthony Thackeray. So he's here now, just as was about to tick over the 20 minutes gone. Whitehaven 4, Sheffield Eagles 6, BBC Radio Cumbria Sports Online.
Yeah, and what Whitehaven have got going for them at this moment in time, it's a kick that's beat them. You know, the Sheffield haven't gone round them, they haven't gone through them. At this moment in time, they've scored a try. So, you know, if they can adjust themselves and get a bit more alert to any kicks, and that's everybody in the team, not just your fullback. You know, if they can get on top of that, then you can contain this Sheffield team.
Carter's kick is going to hold up in the air, and it's going to be knocked on. It's going to come off the Sheffield man, but judged to have gone backwards. I think that's something that essentially Sheffield will have to watch for the remainder of the game, but Whitehaven might have to watch in the second half as well. But Sheffield are fetching this ball forward through several pairs of hands before eventually coming up then to Chris Wellham on his 400th career appearance. He's taken down just short of halfway. Aston gets it inside at dummy half to Thackeray, and then finds Oliver Roberts. Gone through a lot of work in this opening 21 minutes as Ollie Roberts is taken down just short of the Haven 40. Wood in there at dummy half, comes right to Thackeray, then out the back, hits the floor from Matty Marsh, and it's come off the foot of Chris Wellham, and it's going to be a knock on here. And Matty Marsh just couldn't quite get his hand to that. It did the former York City Knight, and it's going to be a scrum down here, head and feet to Whitehaven.
Yeah, not the best option there for Sheffield. I thought they took the wrong direction there. They had a big play on the left hand side, and they've went down the blind side, but Whitehaven were numbered up well, and Whitehaven put a little bit more pressure than they have in the last 20 minutes, and they put him under pressure, and he's knocked on. Clear knock on. Jamie
Doran gets it from the base of the scrum. He dummies and looks to bring it back inside himself, saying that from a couple of occasions from the base of the scrum. Both Doran and Carter, the halfbacks, going themselves. It's now Will Evans it's taken down. Of course, Welsh international. He's the Australian. He's taken down 5 metres before halfway. It's now Jake Mason in off the wing to try and get Whitehaven forward. He's managed to get himself just over the halfway line, a metre or so before going down onto his back. 6 again in favour of Whitehaven from referee Marcus Griffiths. First time we've seen one of them this afternoon. So Ross Ainley's the man taken down just over the Eagles 40 here. Carter then comes across to Lucas Castle. Castle runs and he's met by Foster, Eddie Batty and Titus Guaze gets involved there as well, but he's put down onto his back. But Whitehaven 25 metres out now, just to the left hand side of the post. Newton in there at dummy half, back into the middle now with Jamie Doran, then out the back to Carter. Carter then comes across to Connor Holiday. Holiday looks to step back inside, but he's taken down. Connell's going to jump in at dummy half, comes left to Ross Ainley. Ainley's just going to put his head down once again, looks to get his arm free, finds it to King, finds Newton, then Jamie Doran. Doran points to where he wants to go, then goes the opposite way, and that is going to should be a penalty. No, referee Marcus Griffiths says he's okay. I think it was Newton that was potentially in the defensive line there, but had his arms up. King shaves left, goes right. Ryan King over to the right hand side post. There is Ryan King. Fantastic work again. It's his 4th try this season in just 6 appearances, and for a forward his try scoring record is phenomenal. He carries that on this afternoon. Haven back in front. It's Haven 8, Eagles 6.
Now that's typical Ryan King, isn't he just pops up at where you don't expect him to pop up, and yeah, I'm sure that was a left foot sidestep he's just done there.
Yeah, he already thinks he's Freddie Fittler, so he can carry on if he wants. He played obviously a few games at 6 last season, and remarked to him at one point, it's like a Darren Lockyer out there, and he went, yeah, mate, more like a Freddie Fittler. That was my Australian accent, by the way.
One player that he was in form last year, and he's just carried that over into this year, and these 3 games. I've seen this year. He's been fantastic. He's been fantastic in every department. Taking the ball up, his defence, but more importantly, some of the tries he's scored. That's another 5-yard try I think he's just scored there, Jordan, to add to his 2 or 3 that he scored before that.
Be 45 yards before the end of the day, I'll tell you. Jake Carter able to knock over the extras, and it is now here. Haven 10, Eagles 6, BBC Radio, Cumbria Sports Online, and I've just had a thought. I've done that Australian accent. This commentary goes on to the Whitehaven's YouTube channel these days, so that's going to be immortalised forever. Fantastic.
Just one thing I've noticed there, Jordan, which could be a bit of a problem for Whitehaven. Evans in the right hand centre there for Whitehaven, just keeps rubbing that right hamstring. A little bit of a limp now and again. So hopefully he's going to be all right, because I'm guessing Jonty won't have a natural centre to slot into his place. So that could be a problem.
He doesn't. There could be a few that change round. George Hill's on the bench. He could potentially go to loose forward. Kingy back to second row, and then Connor into centre. So there's an option there, but let's hope he doesn't need to utilise it. Whitehaven fetching the ball forward now from the kickoff. This will be second tackle when Ross Ainley's taken down. It's going to be 15 metres here away from his own line. Doran in there at dummy half. Jake Mason, the man now to fetch it forward, and then finds Ryan King, latest try scorer for Whitehaven. Like I say, that was his 4th of the season, just his 6th appearance for the loose forward. Owen McCarran gone through a lot of work throughout the season and throughout this also so far this afternoon, and he has done again there. Newton's then going to get the quick scoop from dummy half. Fackley potentially high shot there on Curtis Tia. Couple of calls from the Whitehaven players, looked okay to me, and it is now the 5 and last. Carter's going to get it left footed. That's going to bounce, come off the hand, and Matty Dawson-Jones initially got judged to have gone backwards. I don't think that did, and it's going to be Matty Dawson-Jones there to fetch that ball forward as Adam Murphy introduced to replace Ollie Roberts.
I think there is a linesman or referee in line with that. I think that went forward.
Yeah, it initially looked like it was going to go backwards, but more, if anything, it was lateral at best, and I think it might have got away with one, but Whitehaven got away with one when Mason, we thought, when Corey Aston ended up knocking on. So we'll call that one each so far this afternoon, as we call it here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sports, as Murphy's the man now to fetch his ball forward, freshly introduced just to replace Ollie Roberts, as we've just mentioned. So Wood's going to go left to Batty then out the back to Aston, and then finds Matty Marsh back inside to Bailey Lou. It's going to be wrapped up there. Holiday and Jamie Doran both involved. 38 metres out from the Whitehaven line now. Eddie Batty's going to make that 28 metres as he makes 10 metres. However, it is now the 5 and last, 27th minute here. Corey Aston with a kick towards the corner. Connell's going to have to work hard to get some and stay in the field of play. Does so, but then finds the ground straight away. Guy Graham getting ready to be introduced down below us. Will Evans is now fetching this ball forward. Be interesting to see how he gets up here and plays this ball. Doesn't show to be any signs there. No, he's and a little bit of a limp. I'm saying what you're saying, CG, but Jake Mason is now going to be man to fetch his ball forward. Put down onto his back, 25 metres out. Guy Graham replaces Lucas Castle. Rio Corkill coming from the opposite side to try and help his middles out here, and he's going to be wrapped up 30 metres out. You can hear the shout out of James Newton saying, "Sir, the lion on." Guy Graham, penalty to Whitehaven. Sheffield Eagles pin for offside. Exactly what you want when you introduce from the bench, though. Hard, powerful run and get the penalty.
Absolutely, and he's the man to do it, Guy Graham. I've been impressed with his performances. I was impressed with him last year, never mind this year, but he started this year very, very well, and he's a big lad, and he's, yeah, exactly. What do we want from that bench? We want impact, and hopefully Guy Graham can give us some of that now.
Will Evans takes the tap from the penalty. Connor Holliday is going to be the man wrapped up here. He's going to play this ball 35 metres away from the Sheffield line. Newton in there at dummy half, comes across to Jamie Doran, obviously then to Guy Graham. Gets a wild offload away into the hands of Ryan King. King's then going to step Eddie Batty, but then taken down there is King. But Whitehaven on the front foot here. Can they get another 4-pointer? Jamie Doran then comes across to Connell. Connell's going to look like step back inside. Wrapped up there is the Salford low knee, but 5 metres out here. Newton in at dummy half, going to come into the hands of Doran, then comes across to Ross Ainley. Ainley's then going to twist and turn in the tackle, but he's taken down. Whitehaven's got plenty of numbers on this left hand side. Alex Foster's noticed that and screaming for the reinforcements. Guy Graham's then going to look to go down the middle there. He's a Scottish international. Guy Graham, he's tried ever so hard as Guy Graham, and he's unlucky there just to be held up, and I think this could be, the 5 and last, so be interesting to see which way Whitehaven go here. It is going to be the 5 and last. Referee Marcus Griffiths has got his hands up in the air. Needs to go back exactly to 10 metres, and he does, shaping up on this left hand side. Jamie Doran then looks to go back on the inside. Can he put a kick towards the corner? He's looking for Mason. Can Mason out jump Matty Dawson-Jones? Can Will Evans get there? And it's going to be, it come off Mason's hands, because it's going to be a top 20 here for the Sheffield Eagles side, and it will be a 7 tackle set.
Yeah, that was a good build up by White, and put them under pressure, but with the Guy Graham going on the sticks and on his back, it gave the chance for Sheffield to just a reset, just an extra few seconds just to reset the defence. And that kick could have went anywhere, but it went for Sheffield on this occasion.
Eagles now looking to, they are fetching this ball forward. Jones Bishop being yet again in off the wing to take his ball forward. Fantastic hit, Ryan King He's absolutely nailed the Sheffield man there, and he's just had to take a second there as Adam Murphy before he's got up and played the ball, and then has immediately gone back onto his horses. King come from nowhere.
I think he's still counting his ribs, to be honest, John. That's a great little shot underneath the rib cage there, and he's wounded.
Eagles continue to put the ball forward. Titus Guaze is going to be the man wrapped up. King Newton combining, but Eagles less than 30 metres out, centre field. Wood goes left to Aston. Out the back then to Matty Marsh, hits the floor, finds Bailey Lou on the bounce. Matty Marsh just hasn't quite been there in the right position when needed so far for Sheffield this afternoon. It is the 5 and last. Comes right to Aston. Aston's going to put then the kick towards the corner. Connell's going to allow it to let it go. Is he going to hold up in your corner? It's just been allowed to let it go there. Good work from Nathan Connell. It's going to be a tap 27 tackle set as Dalton Desmond Walker, DDW, is coming on to replace Ross Ainley.
Yeah, great head on young shoulders there. Just left it, and eventually it did go over that whitewash at the back end there.
Just thought it might have held up, and to be fair, any more rain this morning and this afternoon, it might well have done, but as you well know, that corner is notorious for holding water.
It's yeah, absolutely, John.
But Eagles good defence there just to push Curtis Tier back, and it's now Will Evans to look at fetching this ball forward. Ryan King calling for potentially a high shot there, but referee not interested. Newton lying in wait at dummy half. Going to go right initially, or look to go right, but it's good work, is it, from Eddie Batty just to dive in from marker and wrap Newton up. Carter's going to go right, and it's Guy Graham on this occasion, looking to get his arm free straight away. That ball judged to have knocked on. I think he looked to get his arm free straight away there, did Guy Graham, and just lost that when he was looking to put it in one hand, and it's going to be a scrum down head and feet here to Sheffield, sort of 32 metres away from the Whitehaven line. 9 to go till half time.
Yeah, one thing I was going to applaud them Whitehaven for was what Sheffield find them comfortable is that offload. So if Whitehaven put that offload in the right positions on this field, they don't like it. You know, it really disrupts their defensive line, and I think that's a bit of an asset for Whitehaven. But it's a time and a place, and Guy Graham just tried to do that 30 metres out of his line, and it just gives Sheffield a great opportunity here.
George Hill getting ready to be introduced on the next attacking set down below is here for Whitehaven. Meanwhile, ball comes from the scrum. Thackeray was expecting Jones Bishop to be on his outside there. Jones Bishop was looking for the ball back on the inside, and he's happened to be wrapped up there. It's Anthony Thackeray. It's not very often you say Anthony Thackeray's been tackled with the ball, but it's Adam Murphy, the man that's now going to be taken down 15 metres out, attacking the railway end, just in line with the right hand side post. Wood's then going to dive back inside from dummy half, finds Aston. Aston then comes back inside, and it's going to be Connor Bauer there. It's got to be wrapped up, taken down, but only a metre out there. It was good work from the Sheffield Eagles, but Whitehaven's defence recovers. Aston then comes across then to Eddie Batty. Batty's then just going to be taken back there. Who was that that completed that tackle? It could be, and it is Guy Graham. Fantastic work from the Scottish international. Comes right, Thackeray then finds Alex Foster. Foster's got away from one, which was Owen McAdam, but there's 3-4 around him. He's going to take him down, only a metre short. It is the 5 and last. One more tackle for Whitehaven to survive. Wood in there at dummy half, comes across to Batty. Aston then going to be the numbers on that right hand side. Bailey Lou, and it's going to be a walk-in on that left hand side. And it's in the middle there, but Evans amazing that Lou was just able to saunter himself over on that left hand side. Scores a level here at the recreation ground. 7.5 to go till we make it till half time. Haven 10, Eagles 10.
Yeah, a couple of wide passes there, just went too much for Whitehaven's defence there. I just thought that right hand side, it's got two decisions to make. It either hangs back and it solves the problem, or it comes up and it comes in pretty quick, and it looked like Whitehaven just hung back there, hoping that people would get over on that right hand side, and the centre there, Louis, he's just went through the centre and the winger.
His third try of the season for Bailey Lou, and it is now Haven 10, Eagles 10. Joel Farrell's getting ready to come on, or he's going to come on down below us. He looks to be doing potentially a stint at 9, as it's Kyle Wood that's going to be the man that's left the field. George Hill replaces Ryan King out there, so that's Whitehaven's third interchange of the afternoon. The Eagles, just the Eagles' second.
And very rare you see that, John. Very rare you see Ryan King on the touchline at this stage of the game. You know, it's usually at the sort of back end of a second half where he's really had a good dig, and he needs that sort of breather. But what's that, 33 minutes? Just a little break before half time there. So, and he is a big impact player. He's Ryan King for this team, and he's a big loss at any stage of the game. So somebody's going to have to step up and do that workload for him now.
To be fair, if it was anyone else apart from George Hill, I don't think that interchange gets made, but we know how highly John Gawley rates George Hill and was over the moon to be able to bring him back in. Aston has nailed that conversion from the touchline, so it's now Haven 10, Eagles 12. Fantastic touchline conversion from Corey Aston, 2 from 2. He's the Eagles halfback, and we're around about 5.5 to go to will make it to the half-time break. No official clock once again. The scoreboard unfortunately still not in operation here at the recreation ground. I know Whitehaven are looking to try and get it repaired, but it's some issues with that which they're struggling to get sorted at the moment. So unofficial clock as we make it says 5.5 minutes to go. Kick is not going to hold up just as much. The wind not quite as strong as it was, say, 10-15 minutes ago when he initially made that there. The Eagles have collected, but wrapped up by a combination of DDW and George Hill. There is the Sheffield man. Farrell is doing a job in there at 9, 12 on his back, obviously normally at home in the second row, but he'll do your job pretty much anywhere, will Joel Farrell, to be fair. He's in there at 9 now as Eddie Batty plays his ball, then finds Guaze. Guaze meets DDW, but falls off the tackle there, and completed by Guy Graham and James Newton involved there. Farrell's going to run from dummy half and look to throw the offload, but decided to keep hold of himself, and that's going to be an incorrect play. The ball there, looked to get up too fast, realised that Hill and Newton were down on the ground while he was on his feet, and just, I don't know what it is. Whatever the play the ball version of White Line Fever is, David Seeds.
Yeah, that's, he's tried to play that as fast as he possibly can, and that's what the players are trying to do here. And Whitehaven have just, I don't know if they've got a little hand in there, but I think he's just tried to play that a little bit too quick, and it's been scruffy, and he's just knocked on.
So Whitehaven have this ball now, being fetched forward by Owen McCarran, taken down by Foster and Wellham. 40 metres out here from the Eagles line of Whitehaven. Carter then finds George Hill. See, signed him initially as a 9 when he come into Whitehaven last season, but has done majority of his work at 13 and has looked really impressive in Whitehaven colours both last season and so far in his 1.5 appearances so far. But it's Guy Graham, the man that's taken down now. Newton in there at dummy half. Carter, Doran, then comes out to Nathan Connell. Connell's looking to step back inside. Taken down here is the 4th tackle just to the left hand side of the post, 15 metres out here, and we've got a stoppage in play because Joe Farrell, who's just come on the field to replace Carwood, seems to be struggling there with potentially a bit of a head knock as he was just getting back up. He didn't potentially look like he knew exactly where he was this afternoon.
I think he's just, I don't know if he's caught a stray knee or a stray sort of elbow there, but he's likely caught something. Yeah,
so Kyle Wood, who was hoping for a nice rest out there, has been off the field a grand total of about 90 seconds and is going to go back on, and I think that could be Joe Farrell's afternoon done, and Kyle Wood's going to have to do the rest of it, although it's not. Evan Hodgson's going to go out there, so I think we're potentially going to see it is then eventually going to be Kyle Wood. Evan Hodgson was initially the man that got the call, but Farrell's having to leave the field, and we're saying that he'll do your job pretty much anywhere. Will Joe Farrell, like I say, he's got 12 on his back, he'll do your job in the second row, loose forward, half back, 9, pretty much anywhere across that forward line and the half back's role. But looking on, I don't think he knows where he is all too often, Joe Farrell, and wouldn't surprise me if that is his afternoon done.
Yeah, hopefully Jordan, he looks eyes look okay. He looks like he knows where. Yeah, he's alright. He's just said there he's alright. Probably just do the test and be back on him soon. DDW
is the man that's taken down. It is the 5 and last within 10 metres, left hand side of the post, goes right to Carter, then Jamie Doran then out the back of Nathan Connell. The option probably would have been to try and get Mason, let Mason go in one-on-one, but elected to keep hold of it himself there. Nathan Connell is wrapped up, but this ball's going to be turned over 5 metres away from the Sheffield line.
Yeah, not a lot of options there. It looked like Sheffield had 3 defenders against Whitehaven's 2, so he's decided to just take the hit there and put it in that corner, which probably is the safest bet there.
So the Eagles looking to fetch this ball forward now. Ben Jones Bishop in off the wing again to take this forward. He's the height of a prop forward, isn't he, Ben Jones Bishop? So you'll go through plenty of work for yourself. It's going to be I think it could be Bauer once again. No, it's Evan Hodgson. No, tonight it's Adam Murphy. My apologies. Then it's going to be looking for Factories and looking to get that ball back on the inside. Probably should have kept hold of it because he nearly got himself through there. Eagles happy to throw the ball on that left hand side once again, but it's Matty Dawson Jones, the man that's taken down. 8 short of halfway here. Factory's in there. Then it's now Guaze that's going to look to fetch his ball forward. He's wrapped up just short of the halfway line. It is the 5 and last. Wood's back out there as we mentioned in at dummy half. Then going to come across to Corey Aston. Aston's going to put that kick in. Spiral bomb. Connell happy to collect that and just made sure he stood his stance there and now finds Curtis Tia, and Wellham looked to put the heat on Tia, able to get away, but it's now going to be wrapped up combination of Wellham and Alex Foster.
Yeah, the little 1%ers, Jordan, and all that's happened there. Whitehaven put a lot of pressure on Thackeray there, and he just went straight down the throat of young Connell.
Looking to try and play this ball here is Rio Corkill, saying that Wellham's got hold of him and was keeping him down, but referee just said get on with it. Jake Mason is the man now off the wing to fetch his ball forward for Whitehaven, just over his own 40, centre field. Newton in there at dummy half, it's going to come left to Carter, then looks to Shep, that car nearly through there is Jake Carter, only the arm of Alex Foster keeping hold of. Oh, hold on, so referees come on, very rare you see the referee come on, but Carter was trying to get up there and play that ball, and he's just kept hold of him, probably potentially a little bit longer there than what he should have done, Alex Foster, and it's going to be the touch having a word with referee Marcus Griffiths.
Yeah, it just looked like he's holding his legs a bit too long, and Carter's just trying to kick so he can get loose and play the ball. So I don't know what else is going on there.
I think we're about to see here, referee calling out Alex Foster. He's pulled out Anthony Thackeray as well. Is it going? I imagine if the touch judge is on, we're going to see a penalty. I think incident on reports.
Right. Well, Carter's holding his ankle, so unless he's
started twisting at it,
tried to twist it in the tackle, he's maybe doing something like that, but nothing was obvious to himself.
No, nothing myself here as well. But Whitehaven are back underway now through Guy Graham. Taken down, it is going to be the 5 and last. 35 out from the Eagles line. Carter showing no ill effects. He's going to put that kick in. They need to speak. Matty Marsh, and that is going to be a knock on. He had kind of gone backwards on that occasion. No communication between Matty Ashton and Corey Aston. I said Mashton there, yeah. Matty Marsh and Corey Aston. And it hasn't been the best 40 minutes for Matty Marsh. I said a few times he hasn't quite been there in the attacking line, and none of either Marsh or Aston made a definitive call there. And ball has hit the floor, and it's going to be a scrum down as we make it. 40 seconds we go to the half-time break.
Yeah, Mark Aston will be spewing back there, Jordan. That's just a simple communication issue. That, two players going for the same ball, just one of them's got to go and talk to each other.
Ball comes right, Carter. Then, that was almost a danger ball to Jamie Doran.
Yeah,
it's going to be taken down here.
And if it lifted his head up, there was a big gap to have a go at.
Newton then comes across to Conor Holliday. We make it 20 seconds to go. I think there'll probably be a little bit more than that. Newton then comes left then to Jamie Doran. Doran just couldn't collect the ball, was trying to look up at where that ball was going, or where he should be going, and instead just completely took his eyes off the ball, and it's going to be Sheffield completely let off the hook here.
Yeah, exactly that, Jordan. He just took his, he's looking at the opposition rather than looking at the ball that's coming to him, so just a simple unforced error from Whitehaven, and they were in a really good position and a great opportunity to put one on Sheffield just before the break.
Well, Thackeray, and then going to be the man that's taken down. I don't think we're too far away from half time here. We make it 40, but like I say, that's unofficial. That was a knock on from Chris Wellham. It was a fastly played back ball from Anthony Thackeray, and don't think Wellham collected it cleanly, but able to get away with that. Ben Jones Bishop, as the hooter does sound here at the recreation ground. BBC Radio, Cumbria Sport Online. It is Whitehaven 10, Sheffield Eagles 12.
Which is good. But errors and penalties are going to have a big say in this second half. Field position is being based on Sheffield's field position is being based on their yardage sets. Whitehaven have got to try and find some better yardage sets and get in good positions. To be fair, Sheffield, more errors, more penalties, have gifted Whitehaven a lot of that. So they'll want to correct that today, this half. So for me, Whitehaven, it's discipline, errors and penalties.
Kick-off from Aston is allowed to bounce. It just held up in the wind. As you mentioned, Whitehaven got the winds at their back in the second half, and it was Jamie Doran eventually that come up with it, following it bouncing. It's now into the hands of Will Evans. So James Newton's going to be the man lying in wait here at dummy half. Then going to go left to George Hill. Hill's then going to fetch it forward. Joe Farrell's okay. We've seen him come out of the Whitehaven changing rooms where they do the HIA testing at half time, and he's back out there, so he's passed his HIAs. DDW is the man now to fetch his ball forward, just short of his own 40, as it's going to be Jamie Doran here. Gone for the early kick. maybe to try and catch out there. Bounces off the legs of Matty Marsh and then collects it, finds Ben Jones-Bishop, and he's going to be wrapped up there. Combination of DDW, George Hill and Jake Carter playing this 30 metres away from his own line. So Matty Dawson-Jones now, so I've got them two confused again, right? As in names, double-battled names. It was Ben Jones-Bishop, now it's Dawson-Jones, now it's Bailey Lou, who's going to be taken down here exactly on halfway, just over actually, maybe a metre or so. Guy Graham and Will Evans involved. Aston then comes across the tightest Quasi, to be fair, is it Quasi and Quasi has been taken down. He also played the full 40 minutes of that first half. Corey Aston now the man going to run it forward and nearly through there. He's Aston, but he's going to be fetched down. George Hill with the one-on-one tackle. Connor Holiday involved there as well. 5 and last. Holiday trying to catch Farrell there from dummy half, but got the ball away. Fackley puts the kick up. It's going to be collected by the Sheffield man. Throw it backwards. Fackley's then going to kick it forward. He's going to have to get there. He's going to kick it forward again. And that has come. No, he's going to say he hasn't got it down. There is Anthony Thackeray. I think that's harsh on Anthony Thackeray. I think that's really, really harsh. And so does he. I thought he got that ball down in front of Nathan Connell. The two judges stepped back, and it's going to be that Connell's got there first. Well, that's even worse. That's even worse of a decision, because Anthony Thackeray had got that ball down. The only thing you could say was if he's bounced in the act of scoring, Nathan Connell was nowhere near that. Whitehaven fight another day.
Yeah, you got better eyes than me, John. I thought that was a 50-50, and the linesman was right on the cue, so he's given the decision. It just went for Whitehaven, that one.
Carter with the dropout, gone behind Matty Marsh with the wind. Bounced and then found Adam Murphy. Tackle effected then by George Hill and DDW. Murphy's going to play this ball 32-33 out. Joel Farrell back inside Eddie Batty. Batty's then going to be wrapped up. Taken down 27 metres out here. Farrell in at dummy half. Going to come left to Thackeray, then to Aston. Aston with the dummy. Double pump from Corey Aston. That is a wonder try from Corey Aston. Just with a double pump and just continued with them legs striding. It's their third of the afternoon for the visitors, and it is Haven 10, Eagles 18.
Yeah, John will be disappointed with that. Whitehaven will be disappointed. I know the crowd is disappointed with that so quick after the half there, but they've only themselves to blame. You know, the opportunity on previous set to catch that ball on the full there and react to anything back on the back of it, so they haven't reacted. Sheffield's put them under pressure, and one thing Sheffield is good at is putting teams under pressure, but that's too easy of a try for me, Jordan. He's went right through pretty much the middle there. If you're going to get Sheffield to score tries, you want them scoring outside the winger. So a little bit tighter on the defence for Whitehaven would be the message now, you know, and really try and push them to the edges and make them want to score on the outside.
It's going to be Aston lining up the conversion. While we're doing that, we'll run through the scores half time around the championship. It was Barrow 8, York Knights 6 into the second half at Dewsbury 0, Widnes 12. Also into the second half at Doncaster 0, Wakefield 22. Half time at Post Office Road as Aston knocks over the conversion. Only just, mind Jerry. I think he might have slipped just a little bit, and it worked its way over, but only just. Featherstone 6, Bradford 10 at Post Office Road, and into the second half at Shea, Halifax 8, Batley 6. Just dropping down into League 1, be nearly full time now in Colwyn Bay, North Wales 48, Newcastle 12. Into the second half of both Hunslet and Workington, it's Hunslet 0, Oldham 24, Workington 22, Rochdale 4. So about to get back underway here from the boot of Jake Carter. I think he just takes a little bit off that Carter because he realised the wind that's at his back, and collected on the 15 metres there from Ben Jones-Bishop, and he's going to be taken down sort of 25 metres away from his own line here. Fackley's going to be in a dummy half. Comes in the middle then to Guazier. Guazier is then going to be met George Hill. Connor Holiday there as well. Keeps his legs pumping. Does Guazier. Judge have knocked on and has knocked on there as tight as Guazier. So it's going to be a head and feed here for Whitehaven, and they're going to have an opportunity straight away to try and reduce that deficit.
Yeah, good pressure around that ruck, good pressure, good control of that tackle there. Forces a Sheffield error and a great opportunity to put to Sheffield so early in the second half. Just apply pressure, don't have to score here, just get something off the back of it.
Doesn't bother me. What do you think of these two players having a crack? Opposition players having a crack mid-match?
Yeah, not for me, John.
No, I was going to say, not in your day. It wouldn't have happened in your day. But as Ryan King and Carl Wood just having a bit of a crack down below us, as Will Evans is now going to be looking to get this ball from the base of the scrum. Did so, had to come back inside. It's going to be taken down exactly 30 metres out here. Guy Graham now looking then to fetch his ball forward. There's 4 Sheffield Eagles defenders there. They fetch him down. 28 out. Newton to Carter, then finds DDW. Jamie Dordan was out the back, but elected just to find Desmond Walker instead. I'm going to play this 15 out. Going to go left into the hands of Carter. Carter on the inside ball then to Owen McCarran. Just threw it up for him. Wild offload. Got to be fine than Nathan Connell, but I've lost sort of 5-6 metres there. Fresh set of 6, I think it is for Whitehaven there. So that could be 0 tackle. Newton then finds DDW. DDW is going to run forward there. He's put down onto his back just to the left hand side of the post. Whitehaven within 10 now. Newton in there at dummy half. Going to go left then across to Owen McCarran. Stopped there by Guazier and Eddie Batty. 2-3 metres out now. Newton finds Carter. Carter then comes across to Jamie Dordan. Jamie Dordan has to change direction here. Tells him he has to go down and take the tackle, otherwise it's going to be a penalty. So just stops there. There's Jamie Dordan. 7 or 8 metres out. In line with the chocolate blue and gold dot on the crossbar on the sticks. Hill finds Carter. Carter then finds Owen McCarran.
Give.
Oh, should have given the ball. You heard David Seed shouting there. It is now the 5 and last. Newton in there at dummy half. Going to look to go over himself. Gets the ball out to Tia. Tia's then got it. It's bounced. Curtis Tia. And he's just going to be taken down there. He's Curtis Tia.
Yeah, just an ugly set of 6 there, John. Bit disjointed. Jamie Dordan looking right. No options. Had to go down. Just an ugly set of 6, not really a lot of composure there. The only composure being to, take that 5th and last and put him in that corner.
So Eagles now looking to fetch this ball forward. Faddle's in there at dummy half. It's now Eddie Batty. And see, both prop forwards. Oliver Roberts got changed early doors, but Eddie Batty's done 48 minutes out there so far. Fantastic engine on the Sheffield Eagles prop forward. Going to continue to fetch his ball forward now through Alex Foster. Foster then taken down. McCarran and DW involved in that tackle. Batty then finds Fackery. Fackery with the dummy, but going to be wrapped up there by a combination of Connor Holliday and Guy Graham. 35 away from their own line here. Guazier now going to fetch it forward there as well. Gets around Desmond Walker, but tackle completed by Guy Graham. Ryan King getting ready to come back on down below. It is the 5 and last. Aston puts the kick in low, but powerful, as Lachlan Hannigan's getting ready to come onto the field as well. Connell collects 2 or 3 metres away from his own try line, and he's going to have to work well here and not be pushed back, and he's stopped short of his own 10 metres. Jamie Dordan lining at dummy half.
That just shows how good a set of 6 that is, John. Sheffield were on their line, pretty much 5 metres off their line. They're now on Whitehaven's 10-yard line. So a great 50 metres in yardage, and then a fantastic kick.
DDW and James Newton are the men to leave the field, replaced by Ryan King and the introduction of Lachlan Hannigan for the first time this afternoon. George Hill's the man that's caught there. I think maybe looked to step back inside, but just got caught a little bit in the turf. Ryan King now going to be the man fetching it forward, fresh back onto the field. It is the 5 and last, however, and Whitehaven just only over their own 30. So Jamie Dordan's going to be the man to put that kick in. Finds a bit of green grass in between a huge gap by Menty March and Ben Jones Bishop. Jones Bishop tried to sort of collect it onto his foot, and he's knocked it back 15 metres, but he's then going to be wrapped up sort of 18 metres away from his own line as Evan Hodgson is introduced out there to replace Eddie Batty.
Yeah, and that's where Whitehaven need to help Jamie Dordan and Carter, Jake Carter. They've got to get as much yardage. What was that, John? That was 30-40 metres, and then they're asking poor old Jamie to try and put a kick in that puts Sheffield under pressure. Well, unfortunately from back there he's going to struggle, so the Whitehaven team's got to help the half-backs and make some serious yardage.
Bailey Lew's going to be the man to come forward. Wrapped up there. Was essentially man-marked by Will Evans until some help with Guy Graham and Jamie Dordan come along. Hodgson now fresh onto the field, gets that ball out wide right to Adam Murphy. Murphy then going to look to step back inside, then going to be taken down. However, it is now the 5 and last. Plays is just short of the Whitehaven 40. Incorrect play the ball, however. Said he wasn't correctly up onto his feet, and it's going to be a turnover ball.
Yeah, great spot, Jordan. And to be honest, I like that ruling to try and clear up that ruck and get players to play the ball correctly.
Recently introduced as well. Normally he was introduced in the first half as Adam Murphy, but you've had half time. We're only 8, 9, 10 minutes into the second half. You can't be blaming tiredness there. It's just the incorrect play the ball. Got away with it for years and years of not having to play it correctly, putting it in between your legs with your hands, and like you say, it's tightened up a lot this season. So Rio Corkill's the man to fetch it forward, trying to get up and get a fast play of the ball, but Evan Hodgson just holds on that little bit longer, and able to do so by referee Marcus Griffiths. It's Owen McCarron's line now taken down just over halfway. Dorian in at dummy half now following the introduction of Lachlan Hannigan. It's Guy Graham and brings that ball forward following the pass from Jake Carter, able to keep his legs pumping, being down 4 metres away from this Sheffield line. King out the back to Carter, then across then to Rio Corkill. Corkill then looks to get back inside of Chris Wellham. But wrapped up there, sort of 20 metres out now of Whitehaven. 5 in from the popular side touchline. Carter now then finds George Hill, just sticks his head down and runs. He's going to be the 5 and last, 15 metres out, just to the left hand side of the post now. Are going to go right initially, looks to go left, but now Lachlan Hannigan. Hannigan's going to put the kick forward, and that is just gone dead. Hannigan saying he was taken out there, but referee Marcus Griffiths happy for Sheffield to take the tap. 20, and it's now Ben Jones-Bishop runs around the back of that Guy Graham, who wasn't on side, so couldn't do anything, and is eventually going to be taken down on the halfway here. But Whitehaven's defence is at 6s and 7s. Aston's then going to run 15 metres before being touched, but gets the offload away to Matty Dawson-Jones, and Sheffield on the second tackle are well within the Whitehaven half and only 32 metres away. Now into the hands of Connor Bauer. Bauer's going to be taken down. 22 metres out here, left hand side post, attacking the Kells end in the second half are the Sheffield side. Then into the hands of Evan Hodgson, then comes Fackery steps back inside, nearly away there was the Sheffield Eagles halfback. He's taken down, less than 10 away now. Farrell scoots from dummy half, he's going to be wrapped up by Owen McCarron, only just short however, though is Joel Farrell, was a lot closer than I actually thought he was. Aston then comes across then to very close to the line to Alex Foster, and Foster's going to be held up but short of the line. Farrell in the dummy half once again, he's now looking to scoot. I've seen penalties given for that. He's gone through the legs of sort of Alex Foster, but referee Marcus Griffiths happy to give it on that occasion, saying that disallowed a couple of times in Super League last season. However, it is a fourth try of the afternoon here for the Sheffield side. It's Whitehaven 10, Sheffield 22. It looks like it's Havens that he's going this afternoon.
Yeah, and 1 minute earlier, John, we were at the other end on Sheffield's try line, which started with a power kick by Hannigan that's gone dead, and that was a kick from himself, by the way, not for the team. So I think it would have been better placed if he'd kicked that for the centre and winger to chase rather than himself. And no urgency, poor urgency with the Whitehaven team. Sheffield have reacted quicker. They've got to that 20 metre line and they've tapped it, and they've caught Whitehaven on the hop there, and they've just marched their way all up the field. And the resultant is just a dummy half scoot. Not even a scoot, it was just a dive, pick up and dive from dummy half, and Whitehaven will be fuming with that.
Joel Farrell's third try of the season, just his sixth appearance so far this season for the Sheffield side, and as you say, just had to sort of jump over really, didn't have to do anything, didn't have to work hard, it was just they were that close to the line. Were Sheffield that they didn't have to do too much, because it was all done down to the fantastic work they'd done when Ben Jones-Bishop noticed that Whitehaven's defences were still at 6 and 7s, trying to recover from that Hannigan kick going dead. Aston knocks over, remains 100% with the boot this afternoon. It's Haven 10, Eagles 24, down 14 points again at Whitehaven. If they're going to get anything from this game, they're having to come from behind once more.
Yeah, and they've got to be a bit more expansive, I think, now, Jordan. They've got to, it's a lot of one-up, and it's easy for Sheffield. Sheffield are controlling that ruck really well, restricting Whitehaven's yardage. I think Whitehaven have now got to go, they've got to start going up in numbers and start chancing their arm a little bit to get back in this game.
Ross Ainley's the man out there now. He's just replaced Guy Graham. 54.5 minutes as we make it gone here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sports Online as the Eagles now fetch this ball forward. Man's wrapped up there. Can't quite tell who it is from here, but it's Farrell in at dummy half. Comes inside now to Titus Guaze. It's going to be wrapped up combination. George Hill, Connor Holliday, Jamie Dolan involved there as well. Farrell lining way to dummy half. 32 away from their own line. Tries to get away from George Hill. Ended up on his front there, did George Hill. Fackery in a dummy half, then now gets it across. I think that could be to Adam Murphy. Murphy down on his back. 5 short of halfway. Farrell in there at dummy half, going to come across to Fackery. Fackery then out the back to Aston. There's gaps here again. Aston with another double pump, and there's 4 in support. Inside then to Matty Marsh. It's back-to-back tries. And that should be game, set and match in all she wrote here at the recreation ground. 55.5 minutes gone. Eagles go back to back. It's their 5th of the afternoon. It's Matty Marsh's 5th of the season, and it's Haven 10, Eagles 28, and soon to be Haven 10, Eagles 30.
Yeah, just a simple dummy from Aston. Beautiful dummy. I'm sure it was inside the centre and the half-back. Yeah, hot knife through butter. Quite simple, you know. They've done all the yardage. They're getting a quick play of the ball, still getting a quick play of the ball, struggling to control that ruck again, and they're playing some good rugby off the back of that. And they've just went for the left-hand side there, Whitehaven's right, and they've found a gap in between. I'm sure it was Heavens and Doran, and just passed it on the inside. Had a number of players to pick from there.
As I mentioned, there was 4 to 5 in support. It could have been anyone in a Sheffield Eagles shirt, but it was Matty Marsh, the fullback, who we sort of remarked in the first half hadn't had the best game, but he's able to add 4 points on, and this is what you want when you're 20 points down or 18 points down, just short of the hour mark, and that's what you want to see coming on from the bench. It's Mitch Clark getting ready to come on for this Sheffield Eagles side. Kyle Wood getting ready to be reintroduced there as well, as Aston still lining up this conversion here. So it's currently Haven 10, Eagles 28. Make that Haven 10, Eagles 30. 100% record remains with the boot for Cody Aston this afternoon. And in these now BBC Radio, Cumbria Sports Online, Whitehaven 10, Sheffield Eagles 30, and replacing Titus Guazier, and I think it could be Evan Hodgson out there as well, who's come onto the bench. So, but it's going to be like you say. So Mark Aston's side look to be taking the 2 points back to South Yorkshire, unless yet again seated. There's a dramatic turnaround, but they've been well on top in the second half of the Sheffield side. Yeah,
they seem to have found a weak link, and they have found a weak link and places to play rugby on this Whitehaven right hand side. Sheffield left, so I have no doubt they'll go back there. You know, my message to the right hand side defence was, you know, you've got to stay compact, and if they're going to score, they're going to score on the outside. Make them work for this try rather than go through the middle.
It's going to be Alex Foster, the man that's going to get up and play this ball. He plays it sort of 25 metres away from his own line. Now in the hands of Mitch Clark. Was it Newcastle last year, Mitch Clark? At the Sheffield Eagles now, and plays this ball sort of 36 metres out. Thackeray then gets across to Bowen, and they're through again on this side there, and it's going to be inside then to Matty Marsh. It could be back-to-back tries for Matty Marsh. Gets you off all the way to Connor Bower. Jay Carter's going to be the man that dives on him there. I think Matty Marsh probably could have got himself elected to step back inside, and that was closer to Curtis Tier, but it's now Aston. Then comes across to Thackeray over the top. It's going to be knocked down forward by the hands of Curtis Tier. That was the only option he had, otherwise it was Ben Jones-Bishop that was going in, and Jones-Bishop's going to be the man that's taken down, but he's a fresh set of 6, and Jones-Bishop is going to play this ball 5 short of this Whitehaven line. Thackeray comes then back to Mitch Clark. Clark's going to be wrapped up there. Carter and George Hill and Ross Ainley all involved. Kyle Wood dives from dummy half, but what are we looking for? Is it going to be taken over, tackle without the ball? That was sort of that signal there. I didn't quite see anything there.
Ryan King tackle without the ball. Support runner tackle without the ball, which resets Sheffield. They won't be putting this over, they'll be running this.
Yeah, there's just about to tick over into the 60th minute here at the recreation ground, and Farrell's going to look to step back inside. George Hill slipped, but able to be wrapped up there. Combination. Hill was able to get back. Connell and Ainley. Thackeray, Aston, up the back to Matty Marsh. Fantastic play from the Sheffield Eagles side. What a rugby league try that is. Fast hands. Matty Marsh able to get it across to Matty Dawson-Jones. Connell tried to get there to Dawson-Jones but couldn't react fast enough, and it is Sheffield Eagles' 6th try of the afternoon and their 3rd in just 7 second half minutes here at the recreation ground. 53rd minute, well, just in the 52nd it was Haven 10, Eagles 18. Just as we tick over to the hour mark, it's currently Haven 10, Eagles 34.
It's exhibition stuff now, Jordan, and to be fair to Whitehaven, that's a Sheffield try that they've earned. That was fantastic hands, fantastic quick hands in these conditions with the wind conditions as well. But a fantastic try there, not a lot Whitehaven could do. Tried the best, but they've scored on the outside there, and they've made Sheffield earn that try.
It's Matty Dawson-Jones' 4th try of the season for the winger, of course the former Lee Centurion, Lee Leopards of course as they're known these days, and Cody Aston's going to have another opportunity to knock over an extra 2 points, probably one of his most difficult of the afternoon with the wind that's going to be coming into his face here on the West Cumbrian coast. We'll have a look at some scores elsewhere. It's still Barrow 8, York Knights 6, Dewsbury 0, Widnes 22. Doncaster have got on the score sheet, but it's Doncaster 6, Wakefield 28. Featherstone 10, Bradford 12 at Post Office Road. Halifax 14, Batley 6 at the Shea. Finished full time in Colwyn Bay, North Wales 58, Newcastle 18. Cudney Hunslet 0, Oldham 40. And the other game in West Cumbria this afternoon, down at Derwin Park, Workington 28, Rochdale 10. Aston. That is nailed it. That's a fantastic kick there from Corey Aston, and just looks up to the back of the stand. Just happens to be where his coach and of course his father sitting with the biggest grin on his face. It is Sheffield Eagles 36, Whitehaven 10. And in the last sort of 10 minutes, David Seeds, they've just put Whitehaven right onto the pump.
They have, and to be honest, Whitehaven haven't done a lot wrong. You know, there's just been a few errors in there, a few penalties. Control of the ruck is still an issue for this Whitehaven team, but you know they can't let the Reds go down. They can't put the queue in the rack now. You know they've got to try and get something out of this game.
Mitch Clark is the man to fetch it forward here for this Sheffield side. He's wrapped up 15 short, 15 away from his own line. Wood in there at dummy half. Comes across then to Evan Hodgson. Hodgson's going to be put down onto his front. Wood in there at dummy half, then comes across to Anthony Thackeray, then Aston are looking to play once again. It's Bailey Lou. Lou's trying to get round Will Evans there, but able to wrap him up there was Will Evans. Matty Marsh in at dummy half. It's now Connor Bauer. Bauer's then taken down 5 short of halfway here. They're finding yards and yards and yards of space at this Sheffield side. Wood then gets over to Bailey Lou. Lou's then going to be taken down, put down onto his front. It is the 5 and last, the 40 metres out. Wood's going to come down this short side to Corey Aston. Aston's going to put the kick in. Initially come off Connell's foot, and then he come off his hand. Referee Marcus Griffiths initially said, yeah, come off your foot. But then while he was trying to collect it once again, it come off his, wasn't able to collect it cleanly there, was Nathan Connell. And just when you think Haven might have an opportunity there to fetch this ball forward, the young fullback errors, and it's going to be a scrum down head and fade here. Eagles 10 metres out.
Yeah, I haven't seen many mistakes from the young lad today, but you know, it's come at a really bad time and in a really bad place for them at the moment. You know, they could have done with stopping that with his foot, picking it up and going back at Sheffield. Unfortunately, it's the other way around, and you know, 10-15 metres out, Sheffield poised to possibly score another try.
Ball goes right from the base to scrum, finds Thackeray out the back to Aston. Aston steps back inside, he's going to be stopped there. We are going to get a penalty here, I think, for being offside at the base of the scrum. So it's going to be another opportunity here for the Eagles just to reset and decide whether they want to go left or right.
Yeah, and them penalties, Jordan, they're silly, you know what I mean? Onside, you've got a linesman there who's shouting at you and barking at you to get onside. Just get onside.
But they elected to retake the scrum. Obviously, scrum players, you've seen so much since COVID, and obviously scrums are reintroduced. You see a lot more scores these days coming from the base of these scrums. They're going to go right again to Thackeray, then Aston and Ben Jones-Bishop back on the inside to Matty Marsh. What a troubling try that is. To be fair, you mentioned it a few minutes ago. David Tate puts his microphone down in just a point. That's one that's come right from the training ground, and they've just have options there. We've mentioned it so often on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport that from scrum players since they were reintroduced after COVID, you see a lot more tries scored. Sides for whatever reason just don't seem to know how to defend against them these days, and it's Ben Jones-Bishop who crosses in for his 4th of the season in just his 6th appearance. It's Haven 10, Eagles 40.
Yeah, fantastic, right off the training field, Jordan. It's like a training session for them at this moment in time, aided and abetted by Whitehaven's errors, Whitehaven's penalties to help them and assist them. But no, that was a fantastic try off the base of a scrum. I do like them ones off the base of a scrum. You know, you're opposite number, and it's just you on them. But they've went wide, they've brought it back inside, and they've hit a great lead line back on the inside. Whitehaven asleep, not ready for it. You know, they seem to have put the queue in the rack at this moment in time.
And that will disappoint.
Disappointing.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, you say it's disappointing. It disappointed. John Gawley said, we want to be one of them sides that we stay in games at all opportunities. It doesn't matter who you're going against. I want us to compete as much as we can and as long as we can. In the last 12 minutes. Whitehaven's conceded 4 tries just to be completely blown out of the water, David says, as Corey Aston makes it 7 from 7, so 14 points with the boot of Corey Aston this afternoon, and he's make it 18 with the 4-pointer. Haven 10, Eagles 42, and yeah, they've been completely blown out of the water in this last 15 minutes, CJ.
Yeah, I say a fantastic Sheffield team who are currently hitting the straps, but like I say, aided and abetted by this Whitehaven team who just keep offering possession via penalties, via errors, and give them good field possession. And yeah, it's like a training session for them at this moment in time. So, Whitehaven, what we've got left, we've got...
I make it 14 to go.
14 to go. As I say, they've got to try and get some credit out of this game now.
Thackeray collects the kick-off and gets past, finds Mitch Clark. Clark then just sticks his head down and taking down their combination of Jamie Doran and Owen McCarran, sort of 12 away from his own line here. Wood in there at dummy half, now across then to Alex Foster. Foster's going to be wrapped up 22-23 metres out, centre field. Wood looks initially go right, goes left then finds Ollie Roberts, who's back on the field to replace Matty Dawson-Jones. Back inside then to Evan Hodgson. Lachlan Hannigan trying to get back at the defensive line, just with a bit of a limp. Gets the Whitehaven physio Weir, however, so still with a bit of a limp there is Lachlan Hannigan. It is now the 5 and last, however, is following Clark playing this ball in the Whitehaven half. Thackeray looks to put the ball back into the middle, found a bit of space there. Connell collects, however, on the bounce and finds then Jake Mason. Mason's going to be wrapped up, however, and pushed back. Roberts, bit of a not happy with that tackle was Jake Mason, just looking at the touch judge, nothing coming from either them or Marcus Griffiths, as Rio Corkill's going to be the man that's wrapped up now. Jamie Doran in there at dummy half, then comes across then to Curtis Tia trying to bump off his opposite number there. Quick play the ball, Carter then finds Owen McCarran, but there's no one on that side in support, as both winger and centre on that side, which is Tia and Corkill were in the middle. Tia gets the offload away now, however, into the hands of Jamie Doran, then finds Connell. Connell tries to spin out to the tackle, but he's wrapped up, and taken down 5 metres short of the halfway line. Jamie Doran in there at dummy half, is going to go left to Carter. Carter's put that long kick in, it's going to go over the head of Matty Marsh, and it's just going to be allowed to bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce. And normal afternoon with normal wind conditions, I probably still in the field to play CG, but 2 deep on it, and it goes for a tap 20 and a 7 tackle set.
Yeah, there's not much Jake can do from there really. With the wind behind, with that ball, he can try going across the field, but that's an option. But as soon as he puts that ball in the air, the wind takes it in. It just took it dead there.
Mitch Clark is the man now to fetch his ball forward. Following that, it'll be second tackle in this set, or first tackle following the 0. Wood in there at dummy half, comes across to Joel Farrell. Farrell's going to be wrapped up, combination of Ainley, nearly, yeah, he was taken over the horizontal, and while he didn't land dangerously, he was taken over that horizontal. There was Joel Farrell. It's going to be another penalty here to the Sheffield side.
Yeah, another present for Sheffield. Just getting a little bit excited, Connor there. Just I know he's wanting to put him down, but as soon as you lift that leg, and I think Ross has maybe picked the other one up. Unfortunately for them too, it's not a problem, just a penalty.
Bailey Luke collects the ball from the touchline in the wing position at the moment, following Matty Dawson-Jones being withdrawn. Boward in the centre and Roberts in the second row. Farrell then finds Aston, finds Thackeray out the back to Matty Marsh. Matty Marsh with the dummy, offers it once, offers it twice, and then I think it's going to be obstruction there, I think, on Matty Marsh. So it's going to be a Haven penalty here. Lucas Castle's getting ready to be reintroduced down below us.
Yeah, I guess that's a common Sheffield penalty, that, because the amount of time they go from left to right to left, there's always going to be an obstruction somewhere or another if they're not running them lines properly. But no, fantastic kick by, who kicked that? Was that Jake?
Jake Carter, yeah, he's made sort of what, 35-40 metres there.
Good starting point.
Lucas Castle reintroduced and replaced George Hill. We make it around about 10 minutes to go here at the Recreation Ground, BBC Radio, Cumbria Sports Online. McAdam plays the ball now into the hands of Jake Carter. Carter just a pop-up pass back to Ryan King. It's just waiting, trying to get up there is King, but dominant tackle from Sheffield, so they get the hold on a little bit longer. Doran in at dummy half, finds Hannigan, then Connor Holliday looks to try and get back inside, but he wasn't getting around Joel Farrell Ollie Roberts. 20 out. Castle then comes across then to King. King steps back inside. It's going to be Kyle Wood and a combination of who else was in there. It's Evan Hodgson, Mitch Clark as well. But only 10 out now. Whitehaven. Carter looks to step back inside as Jay Carter looking to get the arm free for the offload, but couldn't quite get the pass out, and it is going to be the 5 and last. But Whitehaven only 2 metres out here. Jamie Doran looks for a little kick through. Lucas Castle was initially pulled back there, but able to dive on that for his first try of the season for the Australian. Whitehaven reduced the deficit. Haven 14, Eagles 42, and if only for points difference, David Siege. It was a well needed try.
Absolutely needed try, and don't get me wrong, Whitehaven, for the last sort of 5 minutes, there's a resurgent their attitude. They haven't given up at this moment in time. They showed that just then, but they've got to get into them field positions more often. They've got to do more to get into them field positions, and then once that, Jamie, Jake, Lachlan can, a good kicking game will always get them a try. It'll always build them pressure. They just need to get into them positions more often. And the big takeaway from today is they haven't done that. They haven't put themselves in them positions for whatever reasons.
So Jake Carter's going to line up the conversion here, going to come in at left-footed. His easiest of the afternoon so far. He should reduce it down to Haven 16, Eagles 42. And he does. Comes in left-footed there, so we make it around about 8 to go here at the recreation ground. BBC Radio, Cumbria Sport Online. Whitehaven 16, Sheffield Eagles 42. Still 8-6 at Craven Park between Barrow and York Knights. Dewsbury 6. Let me make sure I've refreshed that. Yeah, still 8-6. Widnes have just gone 24-6 up with Dewsbury. 28-6 Wakefield lead at Doncaster. Featherstone 10, Bradford 16, Halifax 16, Batley 6. Down into League 1, 50 up for Oldham at Hunslet, and to Workington 28, Rochdale 10. Full time was North Wales 58, Newcastle 18. Kickoff comes from the Eagles. It's going to be collected by Lachlan Hannigan. He had plenty of time to look at it. He was just making sure it wasn't going to hold up even more in the wind. Find Lucas Castle. Castle's put down. 22 out from his own line. Ball in the hands now of Jake Mason. Going to continue to pump his legs forward there. He's made 10 metres as Jake Mason before being wrapped up. Joel Farrell and Kyle Wood involved. Doran in at dummy half. Ryan King looks to offer it inside, but takes the line on himself. 12 short of halfway now in centre field. Doran then comes into Ross Ainley. Ainley taken down just 2 metres short of halfway. Doran was in at dummy half and finds Lucas Castle. Castle gets the arm free into the hands end of Nathan Connell. Connell's going to be taken down at his 5 and last, 5 short of the 40. That's the Eagles 40. Doran goes from dummy half, looks not to be wrapped up, gets it out then to Owen McCannon. McCannon with the dummy, he's through there, is Owen McCannon on the left hand side, back inside then, and it's intercepted by Cody Aston, and Cody Aston could be away here. He can't be wrapped up, he is wrapped up eventually by Lucas Castle. Enterprising play from Whitehaven, just stopped at the last minute, and they had to get back, recover and bring down Cody Aston, and then the ball's now hitting the floor, and that should have been a knock on because he come up under Ryan King. King throws a dummy however, and now it's going to be Jake Mason on this right hand side. Oh, threw it too high there for Mason, and Whitehaven, it should have been a scrum here because he come off the hand of Ryan King. But eventually it's going to be Sheffield Eagles that plays the ball there. But what happened between there and there, David Seeds, was an entertaining 60 seconds.
It was an entertaining 60 seconds, and I like it all started by Jamie Duran, who went down the blind side and give it to McCarran. McCarran passes inside, unlucky, really unlucky. It was just about to put it under the sticks, and it was intercepted by Aston. King puts a tackle in. He makes big dummy, big break, but unfortunately that pass to Mason, just couldn't nail it.
Potentially maybe just picked up in the wind, but it was too high. Mason had to jump for it. But in the main now, Mitch Clark throws just a little offload out the back. Fackery's then going to put a kick in, realised the tier wasn't back and Connell's got some work to do. Collects it, does Connell, but then hits the floor straight away and taken down there by, jumped on by Ben Jones-Bishop.
But White have nothing to lose, why don't they try a little bit of that? Why don't they try run it on the 5th and last? You've got 2 wingers who have dropped back and a full back, there's somebody short in the line there, so why don't you try it, why not? At least come away with something from this in this last 10 minutes. Good opportunity for them.
High shot on the Whitehaven man, and Jake Carter's going to put the ball into touch, and using the wind to his advantage, he's made yet again another good 25, nearly 30 metres there as Jake Carter, just trying to get his side up the field as far as he can. Corkill's going to take the tap, 10 short off halfway, throws a dummy and takes it on himself. He's pulled down a metre short of the halfway line. Carter's in there at dummy half, going to come across to Lucas Castle. Castle runs forward. Clark's involved in that tackle, as is Ollie Roberts, and Hodgson as well. I think it could be out there. So Whitehaven are in Sheffield half now, Sheffield territory. Ainley's going to be looking to fetch it forward as far as he can, which is to the Sheffield 38 away from the Sheffield line. Dorden in way to dummy half, going to go left. No, he's not. He's going to come right into the hands of Lachlan Hannigan. Hannigan looks to throw the dummy back inside. His mum and dad have made the journey over to Lachlan Hannigan, spent the time in the sponsors lounge here at the recreation ground this afternoon. They're going to see his son taste his first league defeat, unfortunately, this afternoon. But ball in hands now with Castle. Castle out the back to McCarran. McCarran then throws it wildly to Connell. I understand enterprise in play, but then you've lost 12, 13 metres there, and he's now going to be the 5 and last. Dorden's in there at dummy half, going to come then across to Lachlan Hannigan. Hannigan's going to put it high. Mason's on the chase, but Bailey Lou is there and collects it quite easily, and then going to run, get away from one, get away from two. Hannigan pins Lou, and then he's able to complete that tackle alongside Ross Ainley.
Yeah, that's the best option from Hannigan, really. Just a nice easy catch. You know, that wind, once it goes up in that air, that wind takes it and it just takes it. We've got a break.
Ben Jones Bishop is through the middle, and he's taken down, and it's going to be Nathan Connell, and I think he's just been caught there by the boot of Nathan Connell, and eventually he's seen that as Marcus Griffiths, and we've got to stop it in play. It's a good job, because I think Ben Jones Bishop is just struggling a little bit there as well. I think he was able to get the ankle tap on Ben Jones Bishop, was Nathan Connell. I think then just that boot, just able to caught his head there as well. So we're just going to have a stoppage in play here. We make it around 3 minutes 20 to go. Haven 16, Eagles 42.
Yeah, I think Connell's just took a little a knee or shin to the head there, you know, trying to tackle Ben Jones Bishop, and it's a good job he tackled him, because he might have went another 50 metres and put it under the sticks. So, you know, it is a bit of a try saver, but he's took a knock to the head because of it.
Got the thumbs up, has Nathan Connell. And Ben Jones Bishop's going to play the ball here. Wood goes right from dummy half into the hands of Evan Hodgson. He's going to take the Eagles over the halfway line. Doran and Castle complete that tackle. Wood comes then back inside to Aston, to Fackery, to Matty Marsh. That's fantastic play once again. And Matty Marsh is all on his own, tries to get round, does get round Connell. Ainley's back there, then gets it back to Fackery. Then that's over the top. It's going to bounce Bailey Lou, and it's going to then, I tell you what, it's only a soft pitch there to stop Sheffield Eagles going in. Fantastic rugby league play here from Mark Aston's side. Faddle in there at dummy half. It's going to come across to Fackery. Fackery offers it, then finds Kyle Wood, then finds Aston. That looks forward to me. It's going to bounce backwards into the hands of Ben Jones Bishop. Bishop's going to be wrapped up there by, it is called forward by referee Marcus Griffiths. But in that middle, just there David Seeds, who ended up Matty Marsh going through. You mentioned earlier on, about 20 minutes ago, it's exhibition stuff once again from Mark Aston's side.
It's mesmerising, Jordan. It's like poetry in motion. It really is. That's what it looked like. It was just happening in slow motion, and Whitehaven couldn't do a thing about it. So beautiful play. It is right off the training field, and let's say they're trying anything and everything at this moment in time, and it's coming off. Unfortunately for them, it didn't result in a try.
James Newton back onto the field in the final few minutes, replacing Connor Holliday, looking for the kick here to Whitehaven. Jake Mason, he could be in here, could Jake Mason? He's out running Cody Aston, he's putting the ball through. It was a Jamie Doran kick. Can Mason collect? He's having to collect and dive on that ball. Can he get up though? Enterprise and play once again. Whitehaven seen an opportunity. Mason plays the ball. Evans is in there at dummy half, has to pass it back inside to Jay Carter. Reinforcements coming all over the place. It's now in the hands of McCarran. McCarran has to get back inside, finds Lucas Castle. Castle then just going to stick his head down and run forward. Going to be a penalty here, because the Eagles are going to be offside. You're 26 points down, there's 2 minutes left. You spot an opportunity, why not, David Seeds?
Why not? That's what I've been saying for the last sort of 15 minutes, Jordan. Why not? Give it a go. You know, you have nothing to lose. Try these little things. And luckily, Jamie, fantastic kick for Mason. I thought Mason could have maybe kicked on there and just and went for it, but he's decided to pick it up and try and get them on the next few tackles, which little bit of gamesmanship going on there, I think, just for a little rest by the Sheffield team.
Take the tap, James Newton. McCarran gets the ball and fetches it forward. He's wrapped up his McCarran, 5 out. Newton in line in weight to dummy half. We make it around 70 seconds to go here at the recreation ground. Jamie Doran then back inside to Lucas Castle. Shouts a forward. Somewhere in the ground picked up on our effects, Mike. James Newton in a dummy half, going to come right down into the hands of Jamie Doran. Hannigan then comes across, hits the head of Ross Ainley, hits the floor. And I think Ross Ainley might have been the dummy runner on that player, David Sades.
Yeah, it's a bullet pass. That's pretty much. I think it hit him in the head, to be honest.
It did.
So
it did.
he wasn't expecting it, and I don't think Hannigan should have went round the back. That's where the player was. But I think that's, with Hannigan, he's only getting sort of, last week he played 40 minutes, this week, 40 minutes. So, it'd be nice for Jonty to get some consistency with some of these, but understand, he's only playing with one hooker at this moment in time, and Jamie's doing a good job at that in the second half, as he did last week.
So Welland's going to play this ball. He's going to be victorious on his 400th appearance. We're making it into the final few seconds here at the recreation ground, but we're still waiting for that. In the meantime, there's a few offloads left, right. That's another offload from Joel Farrell, and it's into the hands then of Kyle Wood. As the hooter sounds here, it's full time at the recreation ground, and Sheffield Eagles put their foot down in the second half and scored 30 points. Haven only ending the second half with just an extra 6 points from the half-time score. It finished Whitehaven 16, Sheffield Eagles 42.